Welcome, and thank you for being part of our volunteer program. By now, you should have reviewed your volunteer orientation manual and all related paperwork. This video explains in greater detail some guidelines which will be invaluable to you during your time as a volunteer with the Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services. Our volunteers are an important part of fulfilling our mission in the state of Maryland. Your work enhances the lives of those in our care and custody. We hope your volunteer service with us will be mutually meaningful and rewarding. As a volunteer at the Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services, you must always remember that you will be working in a highly secure state prison facility which may house violent offenders. Keeping everyone safe at all times is our first priority. So you will need to follow a few strict guidelines. Gaining entry. You must arrive 20 minutes early for entry, sign in, and security procedures. Late arrivals might be denied entry. At least 1 week prior to your visit, you must submit to your supervisor a complete list of items you wish to bring into the secure area of that facility. That list will be submitted for approval. Some items are strictly prohibited: cell phones, pagers, tobacco products, lighters, matches, any drugs to include medications, and all electronic devices, including cameras and recording devices. Always check with your Volunteer Activity Coordinator, or VAC, if you are unsure about an item you plan to bring into the secure area of the facility. While on facility grounds, you must obtain and wear an ID badge at all times. You should dress appropriately and leave all your excess jewelry at home. Place your personal belongings such as backpacks, computers, purses, and briefcases in a supplied locker if available, or lock them in your vehicle. Any necessary items that you need, such as glasses or writing implements, should be transported in a clear plastic container and approved by your VAC. Upon entering the facility, you will be searched. This will include the pockets of your outerwear and clothing. This will also include your headwear, which means hats and religious wraps. There will also be a clothed pat-down search and metal detection. If you have metal implants, we will require a doctor's documentation. Finally, you may be subject to a canine or vehicle search, or we might require a fast ID or fingerprint search. Sometimes security issues arise and your activity could be canceled, so you should always call ahead for scheduling verification. Once inside. Now that you are through security and inside the facility, you should be aware of any directions given by a correctional officer or CO. Please follow all instructions given by a CO, as you could be dismissed for noncompliance. A CO's job is to keep you and everyone in the facility safe. You will be escorted at all times as you report to and exit your assigned area. Never leave the assigned area with an offender, even for a private talk. Always start and end your program on time. Please keep your physical contact with an offender limited to a handshake. And do not offer any outside items to offenders, including food items. Relationships. Personal relationships with offenders are strictly prohibited. This means no contact outside of your volunteer program, including phone calls or any form of correspondence with offenders or their family members. No personal favors for offenders. You may not deliver anything to or from an offender from an outside party. No gifts can be exchanged. Remember, nothing in, nothing out. You should never share your last name, address, phone number, social security number, marital status, date of birth, or any details about your personal interests or family. You may not visit any other correctional facilities in the United States or volunteer in a facility where family members or friends are incarcerated. Keep your personal, religious, political, and social opinions to yourself, unless your program is designed to foster that conversation. Confidentiality. Your interaction and volunteer experience must be kept strictly confidential. While some of your conversations may reveal intimate details of an offender's past or criminal history, this information is protected and must never be released. As a volunteer, you are prohibited from the following: writing a book, article, blog, web posting, podcast, or contributing to any publication which reveals anything about your volunteer experience or offender information. Engaging in any media interaction, to include news outlets, TV or radio programs, documentary or feature films, newspaper or internet-based media, about any part of your volunteer experience. Volunteering is about sharing your time and talents, not about seeking publicity, personal agendas, or career advancement. Participation in any one of these could result in immediate termination of your volunteer service and possible criminal charges. We understand that the volunteer experience can be powerful, and the desire to share may be tempting. However, it is of the utmost importance that we protect the privacy of our offenders and safeguard against their exploitation. Your duty. As a volunteer, you are a representative of your organization and an extension of the Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services. If you see or hear anything that you feel is important for the facility to know about, you must inform a CO or your VAC. The department has zero tolerance for sexual harassment, abuse, or inappropriate comments or behavior. It is important to contact your VAC with any personal changes, such as home address, phone numbers, or email accounts. If you or any family members should be arrested or incarcerated, please contact your VAC as soon as possible. Leaving. Upon leaving any facility, you should collect the belongings with which you entered and exit in a professional manner. Compliance with all rules and regulations will make for a better experience overall and assist everyone with fulfilling our obligations to the state and to those in our care and custody. If you wish to have a visitor who would enhance your program or attend one of your sessions, you must obtain prior approval from the facility. All volunteer visitors are subject to a background check and are required to fill out a volunteer visitor packet prior to entry. Our volunteers are a vital part of our system and provide an experience for growth and development for our offenders. We thank you for your time and for sharing your talents and enhancing so many lives.